Judge Rowena Apaw Adlawan at Sandigan Bayan Japardi Ampaw. Kasama rin mamaya na ibibigay namin sa inyo ang pinakahuling ulat kaugnay ng mga kaganapan alas 2 hanggang alas 5, kung saan sasalang naman sina Ginoong Samuel Martires, Ricardo Paras III na mula po sa Sandigan Bayan at si Ginoong Noela Tiham. Kanina po nakausap natin si Attorney Jodorte. Naasahan nga na ang mangyayari mamaya ay kaugnay rin po kung inyo pong maaalala yung nangyari po noon sa pag-upuri na sa naganap pong panel interview dito po kay sa ilang Associate Justice na naupo na sa Sandigan Bayan. Inaasahan din po natin na bukod po dito sa mga magre-retire na Associate Justice ay bilang tugon din ay mag-i-interview din o magkakaroon din ng panel interview ang JBC para naman po sa mga posisyon ng Court of Appeals. Associate Justices na sina Justice Agnes Carpio at Sandigan Bayan Associate Justice Inuturan at Hernandez. Sa mga oras pong ito, magtungo po muna tayo sa nagaganap sa loob po ng Judicial and Bar Council sa loob ng Korte Suprema. Narito po.
So, for this honor, Your Honors, for this morning, may I have the honor also to introduce the candidates to be interviewed. We have Dr. Persida V. Rueda Acosta, the Chief Public Attorney, Public Attorney's Office, Department of Justice. And then we have Attorney Rita Linda Ventura Jimeno, Managing Partner, Jimeno, Cope, and David Law Offices, and Associate Dean, Professor, CEU Law. Then we have Presiding Judge Rowena M. Apaw Adlawan, of the RTC Branch 13, Davao City, Davao del Sur, and Court of Appeals Associate Justice Japarbi de Mampao. My request, Court of Appeals Associate Justice de Mampao, Judge Adlawan, and Attorney Jimeno to stay in the holding room while the interview of Dr. Acosta is being conducted. Thank you very much, Your Honors. May I now request Dr. Acosta to occupy the hot seat.
Good morning, Panyera. Okay, we will now start the public interview. May I request Attorney Cayosa, please.
The records show that this is the first time that you have applied for any position with the Judicial and Bar Council, is it not?
You're correct, ma'am. Good morning po. May I ask for a permission, Your Honors, to speak in the native dialect so that everybody who are monitoring now can understand fully my answers? Maraming salamat po. Namulat po ang aking kaisipan na dumating na ang panahon para po ako ay magkumporme na sa mga nominasyon. Yung mga nakakaraan po ay na-nominate na rin po ako, pero ako po ay nag-decline. Sa aking kaisipan ay hindi pa sapat ang aking nagagawang tulong para sa mahihirap sa Public Attorney's Office. Pero dumating po ang sandali na aking napagpasyahan na tanggapin ang nominasyon ng kagalang-galang Senador Juan Miguel Supiri, na ako po ay kanyang nirekomenda sa inyo para makabilang sa mga pwedeng maging nominado sa posisyon ng Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Ang pagpapasya pong ito ay kinonsulta ko rin sa aking mga kaibigan na malapit at mga advisors. Ako'y naniniwala na nasusulat sa banal aklat sa pamamagitan ng mga tagapayo, matatatag ang bawat pagpapasya. So dumating ang panahon na parang ako'y kailangang bumalik sa dati ko pong tahanan. Ang judiciary po ang aking unang tahanan sa paglilingkod bayan. Ako po ay naging legal researcher sa RTC Branch 91 kay Judge Benvenido Singcuangco. Naging branch clerk of court ng dating Judge Lucas P. Bersamin, na ngayon po Associate Justice na rin. At nakapaglingkod din po ako ng 6 na buwan dito sa Supreme Court sa Office of the Reporter. So naisip ko po, ganun pala ang paglalakbay dito sa mundo. Saan ka man po maroon, anumang tagumpay ang iyong marating, babalik at babalik ka pa rin sa iyong tahanan. Ang judiciary po, ang siyang kumandili sa akin sa panahon ng aking kamusmusan, sa panahon ng aking pakikipaglaban, para maging maliit na instrumento ng katarungan sa ating bayan. Kaya po nagkaroon ako ng pagpapasya na tanggapin po ang pag-a-apply na to.
I guess you have already replied to that. Moving on, because we have several questions. I'm just wondering, did you have a chance to read Administrative Matter number 0305-01 of the Supreme Court, what is otherwise known as the New Code of Judicial Conduct for Philippine Judiciary? It is what is controlling now when it comes to those who are occupying judicial posts. Have you had the occasion to read it?
Meron pong idea dyan, yan pong judicial conduct ng ating Korte Suprema.
You have had the occasion to read it recently.
Nag-glance ko lang po.
Okay.
May advise pa niya to answer all the questions being asked.
Okay. Anyways, Section 5, Canon 1 thereof states, and I will quote, the judges shall not only be free from inappropriate connections with and influenced by the executive and legislative branches of government, but must also appear to be free therefrom from a reasonable observer. End of quote. You have been said to state on several occasions that, and I quote, it was the President who told you to apply for a slot in the Supreme Court. End of quote. Are you not concerned that your statement may give a reasonable observer reason to question your independence, having some sort of close connections with the executive branch?
Ako po kasi ay nakapaglingkod na sa halos 3 Pangulo ngayon. At naipakita ko po ang aking independence sa aking mga opinyon at sa aking paghawak ng mga kaso. Kahit sumasangga po kay Pangulong Gloria, ako po ay nagtatanggol. Kahit ipanakulong po sa panahon na nakaraan, ako rin po ay nagtatanggol. Dahil ang aking pong pinagbabatayan ay rule of law. Kung lang po ang batas. So kung sino man po ang mga tao na nag-advise o nagpanukala na ako po ay dapat na mag-apply o ako ay mapabilang sa maestrado, yun po ay mga opinion nila na hindi magiging dahilan para ako ay maging bias sa anumang aking magiging desisyon sa hinaharap. Sapagkat lahat naman po ng tao ay welcome kung anuman ang kanilang opinion o suggestion. At kung yan po'y mabuti, bakit hindi po natin pakipagkaisahan? Pero hindi nangangahulugan na ang sino mang tao ay papaboran ko na hindi naman po dapat paboran. Sapagkat ang hukuman, ito po ang bulwark of democracy, justice, and rule of law. Dapat po ay maging instrumento tayo ng katarungan. Kahit sino ka man ay kamag-anak, kaibigan, kung may mali ka, dapat umiral ang batas laban sa'yo.
Thank you, Madam Chief Attorney. Now, when you actually apply for a judicial post, especially for those in the appellate level, we conduct surveys and we publish your name. So from there, we derive comments and some observations. So I will give you this opportunity to respond to some of the issues raised and the comments made on your application. First, it has been observed that a certain Dr. Erfe frequently accompanies the Chief Attorney in her out-of-town engagements. Why does he always accompany her?
Si Dr. Erfe po, siya po ang aming forensic consultant at siya rin po ang consultant on security matters. So meron po siyang katungkulan na ibinigay ang aming tanggapan na siya po ang mamamahala para sa pagtuturo ng mga ebidensya kung paano i-appreciate ang mga ebidensya. Kaya po pag nag-jail visitation tayo, doktor din po siya, kasama po siya dahil doktor din po siya ng tao at siya rin po ay abogado. So kung kasama mo man ng isang tao ay normal lang po yun kung may trabaho po siyang ginagawa at tatapatan niya ang kanyang tungkulin. At sa katunayan po, noong 2004, nagkaroon po kami ng PAO Forensic Laboratory na na-pattern po namin sa mga Public Defender's Office sa Amerika. At naging matatag po ang PAO dahil naging mahusay ang pag-analisa ng ating mga abogado ng bayan sa mga kasong kanilang hinahawakan. At maging ang mga pag-identify po na manamatay doon sa barkong lumubog sa Romblon, halos humikit kumulang 100 po ang na-identify dahil po sa tulong ni Dr. Erpe. At siya po ay nahirang sa amin bilang forensic consultant panahon po ni Secretary Emilia Bongcodin na siya po ang nagbigay ng pahintulot ng Public Attorney's Office bilang Principal Law Office of the Government ay magkaroon ng forensic expert.
The second observation, Section 2 of RA 9406 mandates that the PAO shall be the principal office of the government in extending free legal assistance to indigent persons in criminal, civil, labor, administrative, and other quasi-judicial cases. How do you define an indigent person?
An indigent person should comply with our test, Your Honors, based on income. So if you don't have income, you are qualified to our services readily. But if you have income, you should pass the net income monthly for every individual. For Metro Manila, it should not exceed 14,000 pesos. For other cities, 13,000 pesos net income individual. Other municipalities, 12,000 pesos net income monthly, Your Honor. Okay. Now, there is a provision also that in the exigency of the service, PAO may be called upon by government authorities to render such service to other persons. Hindi po sinabi ng batas, indigent persons only. Kaya po ang ating mga hukom, kapag kami itinalaga sa mga hukuman at walang abogado, yung isang tao, kaya yan po ay taxpayer o may private lawyer, sa oras na yun, na-appoint po kaming counsel de officio. Kahit sino man kailangan pong magpiansa, walang available private lawyer, nakakatulong po tayo through limited, provisional, and temporary service. Napakalawak po ang papel na ginagamparan ng PAO, kaya may continuity ang ating judicial proceedings sa buong kapuluan.
But I would take it that the Public Attorney's Office will give priority to the indigents over and above individuals. Is that correct?
Ma'am. Kaya po may naka-assign po tayo sa court na mga resident PAO lawyers, tinututukan po nila yung mahihirap na akusado. Kaya lang talagang kami rin po ang panakip to fill the vacuum in the proceedings para po tumuloy-tuloy ang ating speedy trial process.
Yes, because my next question is, and this is from the comments made by our respondents. She has neglected the cause of the SAF 44, but is it true that she was counsel for Lieutenant Colonel Ferdinand Marcelino, who holds a salary grade of SG 25? So he is not really an indigent. Would you care to comment?
Yun nga po kay Colonel Marcelino, yun po ay temporary, limited, and provisional sapagkat siya po ay makukulong na muli kung hindi po tayo magpapile ng urgent motion to quash. Urgent motion to quash. Omnibus motion, motion to suspend arraignment, motion to suspend issuance of warrant of arrest, and motion to quash, Your Honor. Kasi kung hindi po magpapile ng urgent, within almost 10 hours po nakapag-file po kami sa paglapit niya. Dahil nakulong na po siya ng halos 6 na buwan, pero ang korte sa Quezon City siya po ay binail out at sinabing weak ang evidence. Hanggang sa DOJ po ay siya ay nanalo, na-dismiss, and later bigla pong na-revive at siya po ay huhulihin muli. So siya po ay lumapit. Yung po ang tinatawag nating limited, temporary, and provisional service. Kung magtutuloy po ang kaso, kukuha na siya ng private counsel.
How about the SAF 44?
Ang SAF 44 po ay tinulungan po natin nung nakarang administrasyon sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng legal advice sa kanila. Lumapit po sa atin ang mga kamag-anak. Ang po ay hindi pwedeng magpresenta. Kung sino lang po ang gustong lumapit, yun lamang po ang aming tutulungan sapagkat sa ating legal ethics po, bawal po ang ambulance chasing, kaya hindi po kami nagpipresenta. Kami po ay, kung lalapit sila, gusto po at may tiwala sa atin, yan po, tinutulungan po natin. At nagbigay din po tayo ng financial assistance din, aside from legal counseling sa mga kamag-anak po ng SAF 44. Kaya mali po, medyo hindi po accurate ang kanilang akusasyon.
Thank you, Madam Chief Attorney. Now, another comment. The records would show that she took the bar more than once. No one has been appointed to the Supreme Court who has taken the bar more than once.
Sa pagkaalam ko po, ang aking idolo, kung di po ako nagkakamali, Associate Justice Claro M. Recto. Siya po ang naging inspirasyon ng kagaya ko na Pilipina o Pilipino na nakakaranas ng mga pagsubok, mga kahirapan sa tindi ng kawalan, walang pambili ng libro, pero lumalaban. At binigyan ng pagkakataon ng inyong ama na siya po ang Chief Justice noon, ako po empleyado ng korte, at ako po nagawaran na maging third placer in the 1989 bar examination. Kung si Claro and Recto'y lalaki, ako po'y babae, pero may pusong lalaki na matatag, lalaban, para patunayan sa buong mundo at sa mga Pilipino na kahit tayo mahirap, bibigyan tayo ng pagkakataon ng Diyos na makabangon sa lusak ng kabiguan upang maging maliit na instrumento ng katarungan para sa inang bayan.
This is another comment. There are many appeals pending before the Supreme Court that have been filed by the Public Attorney's Office. Should she be shortlisted and appointed, she would have to recuse herself from handling all of these appeals, thereby making her appointment nugatory because it will affect her ability to help the court bring down its court docket. Could you please comment?
Maganda po ang tanong. Ako rin po ay kagaya ng mga dating Solicitor General na humawak ng Solicitor General's Office, counterpart po namin sa appeal. Pero hindi po naging dahilan para po sila ay hindi maging karapat-dapat na maestrado. Si Justice Natura, si Justice Sardilesa. Ako po kasi hindi pumipirma sa lahat ng pleadings ng aming special appeal cases. Wala po akong participation. Ilan lang po ang aking napirmahan at ang natatandaan ko ilan ay doon lamang po sa seso issue sapagkat kabilang po ako doon sa nagdidemanda sa seso issue. Pero halos 99% po ng isinasampang apila, wala po akong pirma dahil hindi ko po naman yun nire-review. Ang naka-assign po ay ang Deputy Chief Public Attorney for Luzon. Siya po ang nagre-review nun.
Thank you. Another question, with respect to your postgraduate studies, it took you 6 years to finish your Doctor of Social Development. Incidentally, did you have to go through a master's degree before a PhD? I understand that is one of the prerequisites.
Your Honor, the Honorable Associate Justice Marvick Leonen defended me when he was still the legal counsel of the University of the Philippines. And I was admitted by the College of Social Work and Social Development because LLB with a bar, 1080, according to the Honorable Chief Justice Hilario Davide, is equivalent to a master's degree. And there is a said ruling on that matter. So the College of Social Work and Community Development waived any master's degree anymore because being a lawyer is considered a master's graduate, Your Honors.
Now, may we know how many times you had to take your comprehensive exam before you were granted the degree?
It is not normal in UP that you are being asked to repeat if they want it to test your credibility. So, in the first time they asked me to type it. So, in the second time they asked me to write it by my hand. So I made it, and so I successfully graduated as Doctor of Social Development last year on June 26, 2015, under the scholarship given to me by the Civil Service Commission and the Office of the President, being a presidential highest awardee, Lingkod Bayan, Your Honors.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chief Attorney. My final question. Please give us one good reason why, first, we should rank you higher than all the other applicants, some of whom are justices of the appellate courts, and another who topped the bar on his first try. And the second question is, and why you should be in the Supreme Court. Please, because we still have other interviewees.
Ang aking kayamanan ay ang aking kredibilidad. Ang kredibilidad po ay hindi nabibili ang pera. Ang kredibilidad po ay sinasabi na nakararaming miyembro ng taong bayan at maging ang aking mga naging boss sa judiciary. Sila po ang makapagpapatotoo. Naging amo ko po si Pepe Perez, Associate Justice Jose P. Perez. Naging amo ko po si Associate Justice Lucas P. Bersamin. Ang aking pong kaliitan ay maaaring maihandog ko sa ating judikatura upang makatulong kahit papano sa mga pangarap natin para sa ating mga hukom at para sa mga empleyado ng Supreme Court. Yun po yun. Kredibilidad po ang aking baon at aking karanasan bilang tagapamahala ng isang national agency, Public Attorney's Office, na isa pong stakeholder in the justice system. Hindi po matutuloy ang pag-inog ng katarungan kung wala po ang Public Attorney's Office at for about 16 years. Ako po ay happy nito. Wala po akong disallowance. Wala po akong masasabi ang sino man na mga kumbaga ay anomalya ng anumang korupsyon. Nabuhay po ako ng malinis at tapat para sa inang bayan. Yun po yun. Ihahandog ko po yan sa ating kataas-taasang hukuman at sa ating buong judiciary bilang ako po ay anak ng hukuman.
Thank you, Madam Chief Attorney, and with that, I wish you luck. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you so much, Attorney Cayosa. And thank you also, Panyera. May we request now, Attorney Mejia, to continue?
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Attorney Rueda Acosta. Dahil minarapat po ninyong tumugon no, sa mga katanungan sa Tagalog, tatangkayin ko ring magtanong. No? At siguro itong aking mga katanungan sa Tagalog din, no? Hanggat pwede. O Kapampangan. Hindi. So napansin ko po meron kayong pagkiling no, sa pagsasalita, paggamit ng ating sariling wika. Kapag po ba kayo ay maging Associate Justice ng Supreme Court, ang mga pasya po ba ninyo ay isusulat din ninyo sa wikang Filipino o Tagalog?
Kung magkakaroon po ng kautusan, dahil may rule-making power ang Supreme Court na pwede nang isulat sa Tagalog ang ating mga desisyon, ay pagsisikapan ko po, dahil ako po ay anak ng taga Plaridel, Bulacan at San Rafael, Bulacan, ipinangalan karnal na Tagalog, subalit ako rin po'y nag-aral sa Ateneo de Manila University, kaya ako po'y marunong ding magsalat at magsalita ng wikang Ingles. At nagtataka ang iba, bakit po ako'y nakapagmememorya? Ang pagmememorya po ay yan ay bahagi ng buhay ng isang estudyante sa mga eskwelahan na talagang gusto lagi nagtatap ang kanilang mga mag-aaral.
Curious din po, kung may mga pagkakataon ba na sa pagtuturo ninyo ay itinuturo ninyo ang batas din sa inyong mga estudyante sa wikang Tagalog?
There are laws which are very difficult to be understood. So I have to translate it in Tagalog. Pero mas madalas po, siyempre English, kasi English po ang bar exam.
Sa pagtuturo po ba ninyo at pag-aaral ninyo ng ating mga batas, palagay po ba ninyo may mga batas na may pagkiling sa ibang sex? Halimbawa, may mga batas po ba na kumikiling lamang sa mga babae o may mga batas po ba na kumikiling lamang sa mga lalaki?
Meron po ako napapansin, pero hanggang hindi po nababagong batas, wala po tayong magagawa. Rule lex, sed lex. Papasok lamang ang law of equity, ang puso ng batas, kung sakaling may ambiguity ang batas. So, meron, yung sinasabi nilang violence against women and their children, meron pong mangilan-gilanding lalaki na biktima ng violence, pero walang magawa, walang batas.
Mayroon pa po ba, bukod sa violence against women, ang mga batas na palagay ninyo kailangan tugunin yung pangangailangan upang maging pantay-pantay ang pananaw ng batas sa parehong sex?
Sa tingin ko, yan lang, yung issue sa adultery and concubinage. Ang aking matakaran pa rin ay dapat mas mahigpit sa babae kaysa lalaki. Dahil ang babae ang ilaw ng tahanan. Kapag nawasak ang tahanan, nagloko ang babae, wala na. Pag ang lalaki ay nagloko, ang babae matatag siya ang ilaw, buhay pa ang tahanan. So parang para sa akin, okay lang na yan pa rin ang batas. Mas mahigpit sa kababaihan, sa adultery, at hindi masyado mahigpit sa concubinage.
Nabanggit po ninyo kanina, Attorney Acosta, na ang mga tinutulungan ninyo na mga litigants, no, o yung mga pumupunta sa husgado, ay yung may mga net income na hindi net income na 14,000 pesos and below. Ito po ba ay may klasifikasyon? Halimbawa, yun pong isang empleyado na ang kanyang income ay pure o compensation lamang, no? Subalit ang kanyang net income ay 14,000 at ang isang nagpapatulong din po sa inyo na business income, no? Pero 14,000 din ang net ng or mas mababa ang net ng kanyang income. Pinipili po ba ninyo or regardless of the nature of the income of the person, tinutulungan po ba ninyo or mandato ang inyo o meron kayong mandato na tulungan ito?
Sa regular representation po natin sa husgado, kahit anong klaseng income, basta income. Hindi po namin kinaklasify. Kung compensation, business, rental income, basta income po.
Nabanggit ko po kasi yun pong mga businessmen, marami po silang deductions, no? Sa makatwid, ang isang businessman na kumikita ng milyon sa isang milyon sa isang taon, bagamat mayroon siyang maraming deductions dahil ang batas po ng taxation, mas maraming binibigay na deductions or leeway sa mga businessmen. So meron po silang business expenses, losses, etc. Basta po ba basta ang net ay 14,000, tutulungan pa rin, mandated pa rin ang PAW na tulungan sila?
Opo, pinagsasubmit po natin ng income tax return o kaya payslip o kaya ay certification from the social worker's office in the municipality or city where they reside. So ano po, talagang kinaklasify po na sa regular representation. Pero doon sa limited temporary, mga emergency cases po, wala na po tayo doon dahil inquest case, hindi po tayo nakakapagpadala na kung ano mga ano. Kaya meron po tayong temporary assistance.
Bumaling naman po tayo sa issue ng sinasabi nilang extrajudicial killings. Ano po ang pananaw ninyo dito? Sa palagay po ba ninyo talagang mayroon ngang extrajudicial killings na nangyayari sa ating bansa sa kasalukuyan?
Meron po kaming 2 kaso. Yung John de la Riarte, pinatay ng 2 pulis sa EDSA Makati. Idinimanda po natin sa Department of Justice ang 2 HPG. Yan po ay extrajudicial killing. At yung isa po, di umano nagpakamatay, tumalundo sa bubong ng krami. Yung isa na lang po natira. At yung pong si Bontanto na Army Reservist, di umano pumatay at nakuha ng CCTV dyan sa Pikasal, yung bisiklista, nakakulong na po. Extrajudicial killing po yan. Ang ating gobyerno po sa pamamagitan ng PAW at PNP at ibang stakeholders ay talagang kinakasuhan po pag clear na extrajudicial killing. Pero hindi naman po tama na bawat nangyayari ay isisisi sa lahat. Dapat po ay case-to-case basis. Handa po kaming tumulong kung meron. Pero yung iba po, na di umano napatay sa inkwento sa droga, wala po lumalapit sa amin.
Kapag po ba kayo ay nahirang na Associate Justice ng Supreme Court, ipagpapatuloy po ba ninyo ang inyong social media account?
Papatayin na po yun. Katunayan po, nung ako po ay nagkonforme kay Senador Subiri, kay Sir Migs, hindi na po ako nagsasasagot, may tagasagot na iba na po sa mga query nila. At akin pong dinideactivate na pati fan page. Inuumpisa ko na mag-deactivate, kaya lang 2 weeks pala yun bago po ma-deactivate. Handa po akong itigil ang aking social media at lalo kung uutusan po ako ng ating Chief Justice. Dahil kailangan din po ng information drive ang ating Korte Suprema at kung sino po itatalaga, edi siya po, para malaman po na may ginagawa ang ating mga hukom na maganda para sa bayan. Kasi part din po ng Legal Information Dissemination Program ang paghahatid at paggamit ng social media. Pero ako po ay laging kumukuha ng authority sa DOJ. Kung ako po mapupunta sa Supreme Court, hingi po ako ng authority sa NBank o sa ating Chief Justice. Marunong po akong sumunod sa pinuno, marami na po ako naging boss, marami na po naging DOJ Secretary mula noong 2001, pero ako po ay masasabing naging isang mabuting kawal ng ating bayan.
That's all, Madam Chair. Good luck po, Attorney Rueda Acosta. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Attorney Mejia. May we now request Judge Ilaw to continue?
All right, thank you, Justice Gutierrez. Good morning, kumpanyera.
Ng araw po, sir.
I observed that do you belong to any religious group?
Opo.
About civic group?
Civic group? Opo.
How do you go well with your friends, relatives, and neighbors in the community?
Okay naman po. Mga kapitbahay, kasi mga kapitbahay po namin sa Bulacan ay mga ka-church din po namin. Ang pangalan po ng aming relihiyon, Iglesia ng Diyos kay Kristo Jesus, haligi at suhay ng katotohanan. Dati po akong preacher niyan, nung nag-aaral pa po ako sa Ateneo at nung kolehiyo po ako. Ako po ay tinatawag na sister ng aking mga kasama sa Ateneo dahil ako po ay nagpipreach ng Bible noon. Mabuti po ang aking pakikisama dahil nung ako po inimbestigahan ng Civil Service Commission para po bago ako italaga na lingkod bayan, Highest Presidential Award noong 2004, ay di umano may mga nagtanong-tanong sa mga kapitbahay namin. Pati sa driver ko, pati doon sa katulong po namin, may mga nagtatanong-tanong. Pag nagluluto ako, namimigay ako ng ulam sa kapitbahay. Yun noon tradisyon kasi sa ating komunidad, lalo sa probinsya. Opo.
Panyera, just answer the question because, you know, we are under time limit.
So you're not in complete isolation or withdrawal from the society which may contribute in helping the private sector?
Hindi po, pero may mga organisasyon pong mag-resign po ako, gaya po ng PAGBA, plano ko pong mag-resign kung ako po ay masasama. I-isolate ko po ang sarili ko. Ang sabi po ng aking mga kaibigan sa judiciary, sa kwarto mo na lang ikaw, doon ka magsusulat. Basahin mo libro, i-apply mo ang law. O gano'n naman po talaga, siguro panapanahon, tumpong 16 na taong kong POUTSIP ay puro aksyon na talagang wala na halos pahinga. Pero ganun po talaga, kailangan mag-withdraw po ako at mag-resign sa mga social organizations ay gagawin ko po. Ngayon, yung sa mga, ako kasi yung isa kong ka-religion po sa PAW sinuspend ko yun eh. Kahit to ka-church ko, kahit kaibigan ko, pag gumawa ka ng mali, kaya kitang i-dismiss from service. Dahil kung ano po yung batas, yun po ang dapat umiral.
All right, thank you. Would you agree that there is a significant turnover of PAW lawyers to the government agencies or private law practice?
Opo, kasi po mas marami pong trabaho ang PAW kaysa piskal. Lahat ng klaseng kaso po ang PAW. Ang piskal, criminal case lang. Kami may labor, civil, administrative, quasi-judicial cases, may inquest, may lahat. Napakaraming trabaho ng PAW. Kaya after 5 years, nagpipiskal, nagja-judge, pinapayagan ko po naman. Dahil kailangan din po may magpiskal at mag-judge. At itong nakaraang sauna ni Pangulo ay nagsabing, dadagdagan po kami, kamakailan dinagdagan po kami ng 86 items. So, tuloy-tuloy po ang oath-taking natin monthly para madagdagan po ang public attorneys natin.
You said that in an interview that you had helped about 60 people with tanimbala cases. In what way did you help them?
Yung akin pong cellphone, ilagay ko po sa social media, 0919-262-5190. Kasi po kahit madaling araw, may huli. Halos 100 po ang nahuli sa tanimbala for 2 months, November, December, matatanda karamihan. At ako po mismo pupunta sa airport at kinakausap po ang mga pulis, palayain po sila. I-release for further investigation, iba po pinadismiss ko kaagad, lalo po yung mga OFWs na masisira ang kontrata. At ang buhay na saksi po dyan ay ang taong bayan at ang ating mga OFWs. At hindi ko po sasabihin, meron po akong kinusulta na isang judge na sabi ko, ano po ba talaga yan? Bakit po ba isang bala lang ginagamit? Siya rin po pala ay natamna ng bala. Kaya naniwala po ako sa bersyon ng ating mga manlalakbay. Dahil kahit judge po, natamna ng bala.
Alright, I will not much more belabored on how many times do you took the bar, but what life lessons did you learn from that journey that you may impart to the present bar examinees, to the bench, and to the bar, and more particularly to the private sector, please?
Gaya po na sinabi ni Father O'Shaughnessy, professor ko sa legal logic. You were vindicated by God. Masakit po, pero kailangan patunayan mo na may husay ka, may talino ka. Valedictorian po ako mula elementary hanggang high school, college cum laude, scholar, walang binabayaran tuition sa Ateneo. Bakit? Hindi po ako nagkulang ng pagtitiwala sa Diyos, pagtitiwala sa hukuman. Kaya napakalaking utang na loob ko po kay Chief Justice Marcelo Pernan, na siya po ang aming Chief Justice noon. At dumating ang pagkakataon, pag pala may kabiguan, may tagumpay, bonfire, sinulat po ng Ateneo ang aking pangalan sa dingding, mga banners, ganun pala yun. Kaya sa marami, 80% bumabagsak taon-taon. Hindi pa tapos ang buhay. May bukas pa. At hindi po lahat ng judges natin ay first-timer. Yun po ay sikreto at hindi na dapat ungkatin. Sa akin, okay lang pong ungkatin. Sapagkat taon-taon, nagbibigay po ako ng inspirasyon at motibasyon sa bawat kumukuha. Kaya ngayon, 6,000 na ang kumukuha. Ilan lang po ang nakakagraduate yearly. So, yan po isang halimbawa na gaya ni Jesucristo, makaitlong nadapa, bumabangon at pinagpala ng Ama sa langit. Yun po yun. Bakit? Kala ng iba, bobo ka? Hindi po. Sadyang ang Supreme Court gumagamit ng paraan para subukin. Kaya nga trial lawyer ka eh. Subukin ang tatag mo. Pagdating mo, naging hukom ka, baka bumigay ka, mabaliw ka. Kailangan matatag ka sa problema. Habang may bukas pa, laban. Kaya nga, yung iba, pinag-i-represser pa sila. Nag-i-represser, nakakapasa. May kilala ako, 5th time siya, nakapasa naman. Eh ngayon, ano na siya, mahusay na. So, wag pa mawala ng pag-asa at buong tiwala tayo sa judiciary. Yan ang sinasabi ko po sa ating mga kumukuha ng law. Magtiwala po tayo sa ating katarungan at sa ating hukuman. Kung ikaw'y karapat-dapat, talaga may talino ka, papasa ka, mag-top ka pa. Pero bihira po ang nagtatap na repeater. Ilan lang po yan.
All right, thank you. You mentioned about the late Justice Fernan. Incidentally, one of the members is the daughter of Justice Fernan. I don't expect her to react. Maybe him not be privy to it. At any rate, you won the Darling of the Press Award given during the 20th PMPC Star Awards for movies in 2012. You are also a columnist and regularly appeared on TV programs. Should you be nominated, appointed as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, can you readily adjust to the life of a magistrate?
Yan nung mga yan ay hinto na. Yung TV program po, tapos na yan to 2012. Yung about mediation, public attorney, tapos na po yan. 3 years lang po na show yan para i-promote natin ang mediation ng Supreme Court, Alternative Dispute Resolution sa Act. Tapos po yung pagsulat sa column, matitigil na rin po yan. Dahil ang buhay ng maestrado ay isang talagang magko-concentrate ka sa pagsulat, tapusin mo lahat ang pending mo. Talagang, kumbaga parang mababago ang lifestyle. Babalik ako sa panahong legal researcher po ako. Ang utos sa akin ni Judge Singcuangco, walang pwede makipag-usap sa'yo. Diyan ka lang sa pwesto mo. Mag-drop ka dyan ng mga desisyon, sumulat ka ng fax, walang pwede mag-follow up sa'yo. Yun po ang natutunan ko po nung ako'y legal researcher at branch clerk of court.
Alright, in ASEAN, we are unique in having a public attorney's office. Does this adequately address problem of lack of access to justice?
Because of the support of the DBM and the government, and of course the judiciary with us, that your trust and confidence, we were inspired to promote access to justice. Kahit po ang magsasaka, yung kay Dapawan farmers, kami po ang nag-appear doon. At yun, kahit po mangisda, kahit sa mga bundok, nakakarating po ang serbisyo ng PAW, yung free access to justice. Nagsimula po yan sa Supreme Court, yung program na yan. At kami po ang anak ng Supreme Court na nagpupunta sa mga gubat. Dahil ang mga judges po dapat nasa chamber lang nila at sa courtroom. Kami po ang umaabot ng kamay ng mahihirap para daling sa hukuman ang ating mga kababayang taga-malayo. So, kontento po ako sa sikap, sa tiyaga ng aking mga kasama. Sila po ang silent heroes natin.
All right, last question. My time is up. Coming. All right, in 2011, 2013, and 2015, you received in Hollywood, California, awards from the Gawad America Foundation. May we know what these awards were for? Are you in show business at that time?
Ano, that is on law and jurisprudence po. Gawad America, that is about as outstanding public servant po. Hindi naman po ako actress, hindi naman. Ano po yan, mediation po yun, reality na mediation po. Pinakikita kung paano po nagmi-mediate yung ating mga program, ang mga public attorneys, para hindi mapuno ang ating mga hukuman ng dockets nila.
All right, thank you. No further questions. Thank you very much and good luck.
Salamat po, sir.
Thank you, Judge Ilaw. And now, good morning again. It's my turn. Okay, the Supreme Court recently promulgated its decision, of course you know it, concerning the burial of President Marcos. The Supreme Court ruled that President Duterte acted within the bounds of laws and jurisprudence in allowing the interment of the former president in the libingan ng mga bayani. The question is, if you were a member of the Supreme Court, would you have dissented or concurred in its decision written by Justice Peralta?
I will concur, Your Honor, because dura lex sed lex. The law is very clear. A Republic Act state that a president shall be buried. The president...
There is no Republic Act, Panyera. On what regulation or law did Justice Peralta of the Supreme Court and Bank based its decision? There was no law.
Yung pension law po, yun lang po ang pinagbabatayan ko, yung pension law. Kasi po yung libingan ng mga bayani nagawa based on the pension law.
That is not the law. May I inform you what was the regulation on which the decision was based? It is Armed Forces of the Philippines, Regulation number G 161375. Okay. Have you read that? Or have you read the decision?
Ay, hindi pa po. Nabasa ko lang po sa news. Dahil hindi po ako party doon sa hindi po
Even
ako
if you're not a party, you're applying for the Supreme Court position, so you must be well-read.
Opo, pero...
This is a landmark decision, first of its kind, unique decision. So I'll tell you, because I want to know your answer, whether or not you should have concurred or dissented. Justice Peralta ruled that he is entitled to be entered into the libingan ng mga bayani because he was a president and he was a recipient of medals of valor. You know, under that regulation I mentioned, it enumerates all the deceased entitled to be entered into the libingan ng mga bayani. Among them are presidents, secretaries of national defense, chief of staffs, and so forth. But there are two exceptions. Number one, those members of the military who were dishonorably discharged or separated from the service. And number two, those convicted with crimes involving moral turpitude. According to the ponente, President Marcos does not belong to these two exceptions. Number one, he was not dishonorably discharged because he was President of the Philippines, not a member of the military. My God, Commander-in-Chief, and yet not a member of the judiciary. Number two, he was not convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude. Now the dissenting, I will tell you so you can form your answer. Number one, he was dishonorably discharged by the people during the EDSA revolution. Number two, although he was not convicted of crime involving moral turpitude, but he committed various crimes against the Filipino people, murder, torture, etc. Now, what is your answer?
The question is highly difficult because it's still pending, Your Honor, in the hands of the Supreme Court and Bank. But
I am asking you, if you remember, would you have concurred or dissented? I have laid the facts in the ruling.
yes,
in the
ma'am.
dissent.
Yes, ma'am. I think if I will be one, I should make a thorough research before I decide.
No, on the basis of my explanation, you are very intelligent.
Yes, ma'am. But
Can you not yet form your opinion whether or not you are dissenting or concurring? Yeah. A justice of the Supreme Court must be, fast, speedy.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's thinking, in his or her thinking.
Yes, Your Honor. But courts are not only courts of law, but of equity. For me, it's time the nation should be healed. The anti-Marcos, Your Honor, why I lost my scholarship in Ateneo. I marched along EDSA every day with my professor, Jerry Hieronimo. I lost my scholarship. That's why I have to
But
go.
do you believe that he was dishonorably discharged because of the will of the people during the EDSA Revolution? Do you believe that? He was dishonorably discharged.
Your
Being
Honor,
a commander-in-chief, he was a member of the military. And he committed, crimes involving moral turpitude. Don't you believe so?
that is a political question now, Your Honor.
That is not political, factual. Okay, I leave you at that. So you are concurring. According to some people, have been committed here in the Philippines. Okay. Have you read the Statute of Rome creating the International Criminal Court of Justice at The Hague? Just answer yes or no.
Yes, when I was still a law student, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have this ICC do you think this ICC has jurisdiction over the extrajudicial killings being committed in our country?
If there is a proof, yes, Your Honor.
How does the ICC acquire jurisdiction?
If there's a complainant, Your Honor, through the prosecutor, there are prosecutors assigned, as far as I know, in the ICC. They could lodge a complaint,
What
Your
are
Honor.
the three ways of acquiring jurisdiction on the part of the ICC?
As far as I can remember, if there's a complaint filed and represented by the prosecutors recognized by the ICC, so there should be documentary evidence, Your Honor, because the ICC is not...
What are the three other methods? Referral to the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Number two, referral by the state party.
State party, like the
Number
CHR, if they
two,
want.
on the basis of information gathered by the prosecutor. And number four, it's up to you to look for that.
By the
Okay.
people, Your Honor, by the citizens of the country, Your Honor.
Just go over again the
Yes,
Statute
Honor.
of Rome.
Yes, Honor.
Okay. You stated a while ago, following up the question of Attorney Cayosa, that you are apart, you have been set apart from the other candidates because of two qualifications. Number one, credibility. Number two, experience. But Panyera, all the other applicants have these qualifications. Do you still believe that you are more qualified than they?
Your Honor,
Yes.
although everyone is qualified, I still believe that the members of the JBC has the best reason to choose among us who would be nominated.
So it depends upon the JPC.
Opo, kasi
What do you mean by crime against humanity?
crimes against humanity, that's a crime against these people, many people. It's humanity without any valid reason. That's crime against humanity. Not in accordance with the law.
As defined by the ICC. Again, I think you should review that.
Yes,
because,
Honor.
as Justice of the Supreme Court, you are supposed to be knowledgeable, in
Yes,
all
Honor.
aspects of laws. Okay, let's go to another decision. The Supreme Court of America last year promulgated a decision allowing same-sex marriage. If that kind of scenario reaches our shore and you are the ponente, in the Supreme Court, what will be your decision?
I have not to allow that, Honor, same sex. I'm sorry to the LGBTs, but I still, my law studies, I was a law student in Ateneo under the realm of the Jesuits also. I think I cannot allow same-sex marriage. I'm sorry, although I respect the rights of the LGBTs.
Can you cite any legal provision under our domestic law
Family code.
to back up your answer?
Yes, Your Honor, family code that a man and woman can
Marriage is only between a man and a woman.
Opo.
What could be the basis of the U.S. Supreme Court decision on authorizing all states to allow same-sex marriage? Have you read the decision penned by Justice Kennedy? No.
No, but I just read from the newspaper. The basis is the universal human rights, Your Honor. The United Nations principles against discrimination, the rights of the
No, that
LGBT.
was not cited by the U.S. Supreme Court. That was not
But as
cited.
part of
Only the
persuasion,
Constitution, Federal Constitution.
the
Equal Protection Clause
Yes,
and
Your Honor.
right to liberty and freedom, according to the
Article
5
1.
justices.
Opo.
If you do not allow these people to get married, you are violating the right to liberty or freedom, freedom to marry. But according to Chief Justice Roberts, that is not provided for by the Constitution. And in conclusion, he said, all these people can celebrate, but do not include the U.S. Constitution. And number two, there should be a law first passed by the U.S. Congress before this can be allowed. Anyway, you read the decision. Okay, let's go to decision in GMA.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is about the mirror to evidence. Again, the question is, if you were a member of the Supreme Court, would you have concurred or dissented in its decision, granting the demurrer to evidence and practically acquitting GMA? What does the rule provide?
Your Honor, the appreciation of the evidence by the Supreme Court, although the Supreme Court is not a trier of facts, but more often than not, all the evidences are being submitted by the litigants. For so many years, 5 years, no trial, no concrete evidence was presented against GMA in that case.
Have you read the decision? Have you read the factual findings of the Sandigan Bayan? No.
I
No,
have
just
not,
say no.
but in the newspaper only, Your Honor, the
Okay.
excerpts and the
So let's go to
discussion.
decision in the case of Senator Enrile. Again, would you have concurred or dissented in the decision of the Supreme Court granting bail to Senator Enrile?
Your Honor, bail is just a temporary liberty. So
What
it is not
does
yet
the
acquittal, Your Honor.
Constitution provide, or what is the provision of the Constitution on bail?
When the evidence is strong, it should
All
be denied.
persons are all accused are entitled to bail
Except
except
the evidence of guilt is strong as presented during the petition for bail.
when the accused is charged with capital offense when
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
evidence of guilt is strong.
Yes, Your Honor.
Under the rules of court, what is the provision? The same.
The same, Your Honor, the
Okay.
same.
On the basis of those provisions, now will you still concur or dissent?
Your Honor, because the right to speedy trial of an individual, the Speedy Trial Act, should also be considered by the courts.
So your
really-
basis is the right to speedy trial?
Yes,
That's
Your
why
Honor, and-
you are in favor of granting bail to Enrile?
For
Speedy
humanitarian
trial?
reason, Your Honor.
So you concur.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was there a hearing you mentioned when the evidence of guilt is strong? Was there a hearing conducted by the Sandigan Bayan to determine whether or not the evidence was strong? None.
I think the prosecution process is not so fast, Your Honor, but the 2-year period prescribed by the Supreme Court has already elapsed.
If you have read the decision, the motion of Enrile was to fix bail on the grounds of age, And
AIDS,
what else?
health condition,
Voluntary surrender.
voluntary surrender.
And therefore, he requested the Sandigan Bayan to reduce the penalty from reclusion temporal, perpetua to reclusion temporal. That was the motion. There was no hearing yet to determine whether or not the evidence was strong. Anyway, I advise you, Panyera, to read more.
Yes,
Not only the cases before you, just in case you are nominated and luckily appointed, read more.
Yes, Your
Read
Honor.
more. Okay,
Yes, Your
thank
Honor.
you and good luck.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
91 kay Judge Benvenido Singcuangco, naging branch clerk of court ng dating Judge Lucas P. Bersamin, na ngayon po Associate Justice na rin. At nakapaglingkod din po ako ng 6 na buwan dito sa Supreme Court sa Office of the Reporter. So naisip ko po, ganun pala ang paglalakbay dito sa mundo. Saan ka man po maroon, anumang tagumpay ang iyong marating, babalik at babalik ka pa rin sa iyong tahanan. Ang judiciary po, ang siyang kumandili sa akin sa panahon ng aking kamusmusan, sa panahon ng aking pakikipaglaban, para maging maliit na instrumento ng katarungan sa ating bayan. Kaya po nagkaroon ako ng pagpapasya na tanggapin po ang pag-a-apply na to.
I guess you have already replied to that. Moving on, because we have several questions. I'm just wondering, did you have a chance to read Administrative Matter number 0305-01 of the Supreme Court, what is otherwise known
Sa mga nominasyon. Yung mga nakakaraan po, ay na-nominate na rin po ako, pero ako po ay nag-decline. Sa aking kaisipan ay hindi pa sapat ang aking nagagawang tulong para sa mahihirap sa Public Attorney's Office. Pero dumating po ang sandali na aking napagpasyahan na tanggapin ang nominasyon ng kagalang-galang Senador Juan Miguel Supiri, na ako po ay kanyang nirekomenda sa inyo para makabilang sa mga pwedeng maging nominado sa posisyon ng Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Ang pagpapasya pong ito ay kinonsulta ko rin sa aking mga kaibigan na malapit at mga advisors. Ako'y naniniwala na nasusulat sa banal aklat sa pamamagitan ng mga tagapayo, matatatag ang bawat pagpapasya. So dumating ang panahon na parang ako'y kailangang bumalik sa dati ko pong tahanan. Ang judiciary po ang aking unang tahanan sa paglilingkod bayan. Ako po ay naging legal researcher sa RTC branch.
Judge Rowena Apaw Adlawan at Sandigan Bayan Japardi Ampaw. Kasama rin mamaya na ibibigay namin sa inyo ang pinakahuling ulat kaugnay ng mga kaganapan alas 2 hanggang alas 5, kung saan sasalang naman sina Ginoong Samuel Martires, Ricardo Paras III na mula po sa Sandigan Bayan at si Ginoong Noela Tiham. Kanina po nakausap natin si Attorney Jodorte. Inaasahan nga na ang mangyayari mamaya ay kaugnay rin po kung inyo pong maaalala yung nangyari po noon sa pag-upuri na sa naganap pong panel interview dito po kay Associate sa ilang Associate Justice na naupo na sa Sandigan Bayan. Inaasahan din po natin na bukod po dito sa mga magre-retire na Associate Justice ay bilang tugon din ay mag-i-interview din o magkakaroon din ng panel interview ang JBC para naman po sa mga posisyon ng Court of Appeals. Associate Justices na sina Justice Agnes Carpio at Sandigan Bayan Associate Justice Inuturan at Hernandez. Sa mga oras pong ito, magtungo po muna tayo sa nagaganap sa loob po ng Judicial and Bar Council.
Good morning, Panyera. Okay, we will now start the public interview. May I request Attorney Cayosa, please.
The records show that this is the first time that you have applied for any position with the Judicial and Bar Council, is it not?
You're correct, ma'am. Good morning po. May I ask for a permission, Your Honors, to speak in the native dialect so that everybody who are monitoring now can understand fully my answers? Maraming salamat po. Namulat po ang aking kaisipan na dumating na ang panahon para po ako ay magkumporme na
sa loob ng Korte Suprema. Narito po.
So,
For this honor, Your Honors, for this morning, may I have the honor also to introduce the candidates to be interviewed. We have Dr. Persida V. Rueda Acosta, the Chief Public Attorney, Public Attorney's Office, Department of Justice. And then we have Attorney Rita Linda Ventura Jimeno, Managing Partner, Jimeno Cope and David Law Offices, and Associate Dean, Professor CEU Law. Then we have Presiding Judge Rowena M. Apaw Adlawan of the RTC Branch 13, Davao City, Davao del Sur, and Court of Appeals Associate Justice Japar B. de Mampao. My request, Court of Appeals Associate Justice de Mampao, Judge Adlawan, and Attorney Jimeno to stay in the holding room while the interview of Dr. Acosta is being conducted. Thank you very much, Your Honors. May I now request Dr. Acosta to occupy the hot seat?